Oxford by the name of William A. Spooner that was reported to have completed a marriage ceremony with this advice to the groom: "Son, it is customary to cuss the bride."
Customary to cuss the bride.
This individual was noted for making a number of these inverted phrases, and his name was forever immortalized for this fact. I'm sure that a number of us, as teachers, have occasionally tried to make an important point and have inverted a phrase. I know that radio announcers, political personalities always dread this inversion of a phrase, and this has become known as a Spoonerism. My name is Russell Pangborn, and the topic I'd like to discuss today is etymology, which deals with the origin of words. And more specifically, since we have a limited time frame, I want to take a look at names and places that have become part of a vocabulary. My reasons for selecting this topic are, I find it an interesting one, and I feel that as teachers and communicators, you will be interested in a discussion of something that is a basic tool of your trade, discussion on words. The English language has a very rich heritage. My objectives for this session are to, one, point out the origin of the word etymology. We'll examine this word. Two, we'll identify some name and place words and see how they have entered into our everyday conversations. And three, hopefully enrich your vocabulary, either through introducing a word that you have been unaware of, or possibly reintroducing an old friend, a word that you have used, but supply a deeper history or meaning to that word. So first, let's take a look at the origin of the word etymology. It comes to us from two Greek words. The first is etymos, which means true or real. The other Greek word is logos, which means discourse. They have been combined and blended together to give us etymology, which is a study of the origin and derivation of words. So we have these two words that come to us from an ancient civilization, and that points out one of the foundations for our English language, ancient cultures. Is anybody aware of any other ancient civilizations that have had a great impact on the English language besides the Greek civilization? Roman, right? Okay.
An Egyptian?
An Egyptian, right? Okay, a number of terms. There are a number of ways where the English language has been affected by other peoples, through commerce or trade with other nations. The English language has picked up some business terms. Also through the fact of being conquered by a people or conquering a people. It brought new terms into the English language. We're going to look at two specific sources today. That is names We're going to look at how names have been brought into the English language, and also how places have been brought into the English language to express concepts or ideas. Tom?
Sorry, I was giving you 5 minutes.
Sorry.
That's cute.
Okay. So let's, the first word that I introduced you to was Spooner, or Spoonerism. So here we have an example of an individual, a proper name, through popular use, being converted into a generic term. Let's take a look at a location word. We have the term laconic. Has anybody ever heard this term or used it before? Tom, what does laconic mean?
Laconic, speaking very briefly, right to the point.
Okay. Terse,
Yes.
saying a lot with a few words. This word comes to us from an ancient city-state called Laconia. And the story behind this word is a rather interesting one. At one time, there was an army that had come to the borders of Laconia with the intent of conquering and subduing this city. The army would have no problem conquering the city, but it would take a rather lengthy siege, and this would be costly. So they felt they could possibly expedite this campaign. And what they did was they sent a messenger to the city with this message. If we take your city by force, we will pillage and raze it. And we won't guarantee the safety of your women and children. The Laconians were equally forceful in their reply. They sent the messenger back with a one-word reply, and that was if. Needless to say, this army decided that there were riper pickings down the road, and they broke camp. So that's how the term laconic became applied to the English language, to say a lot with